Hello, I'm Meghan Schiller from KDKA-TV News, and this is your KDKA News Now update. I've got your top headlines this Friday and the latest weather. A local woman reached out to KDKA Investigates after a scammer stole her Giant Eagle reward perks. Anyone could be at risk, and now she's advocating for an added layer of security. I talked with her and her husband today, and she tells me she hopes her experience sparks change and reminds people to pay attention. Are you scammed if you never even find out about it? That's the question this couple posed. Thankfully, they got a weird email and now they're on high alert. We go through the motions every day without thinking. Fill up the tank, grab some groceries, and scroll our emails.
We were checking I was checking my email, and I saw a survey come in from the Giant Eagle. It says, "Thank you for visiting the Calcutta Get-Go on March 6th at 3:32.
Margaret Smith Isidore thought, that can't be right.
Well, at 3:32, I was in line at my grandson's primary school, picking him up, from school. We are nowhere near Calcutta, Ohio, which I don't even know where Calcutta is.
She knows now. It's where someone she likely doesn't know easily accessed her Giant Eagle My Perks twice.
Okay. So I go back and look, and they had taken another set of like 200, it was like 75 points. Then they took another like 200 points out later, like I guess in the evening or so.
Margaret and her husband Ray used separate cards, but he wasn't in Ohio either. And he's the one that usually racks up the My Perks, buying gift cards.
And I had $280 in perks. So, I mean, if somebody would have hit that jackpot, call your friends. Tell them to come down and fill up too. We got a phone number here that actually has a lot of points.
Giant Eagle's customer service restored her points immediately once she called with a quick solution.
Our answer from customer service was change the phone number. Well, what if you have no phone number?
What if it happens again? You run out of phone numbers.
Right, exactly. And honestly, my husband buys a lot of gift cards, so he religiously checks those points. I never looked it up until this happened to me. So how many other people has this happened to? And I would not have known if they had not sent me the survey.
We reached out to Giant Eagle to ask how widespread this problem really is lately. Giant Eagle didn't comment on that, but released a statement saying in part, "We appreciate the value Giant Eagle customers realize through our My Perks loyalty program and understand the importance of protecting the perks in one's account. We are investigating this specific incident and are actively reviewing all safeguards in place to ensure we best protect our customers' loyalty rewards." Since it doesn't take much to steal someone's hard-spent perks, Isidore wants the grocery chain to consider an added layer of security, possibly an additional security pin for people who don't have the card in hand.
To be some kind of identifier, for people to do that, especially if it's, I have a feeling that this is not just me and my husband.
The couple tells me it has friends that are holding on to their money, saving up in advance of a big Easter feast. They want people to be sure to sign up for email notifications and often check the app. That way, if your perks drop or even worse, disappear, you're going to know about it quickly. Reporting downtown, I'm Meghan Schiller, KDKA News. Penguins fans woke up to some sad news. Jake Gensel, the star left winger for the team, was traded to the Carolina Hurricanes. Gensel was quite popular here in Pittsburgh, so much so that the milkshake factory named a dessert after him, the Jake Shake. Well, today was not only the last day to get the Jake Shake, but the shop also retired his number. Krista Rose shows us what's no longer shaking.
As Mike Lang used to say, make me a milkshake, Malkin. Although today at the milkshake factory, they were honoring another Penguins forward.
Jake Gensel was an all-star on the ice for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and his shake, the Jake Shake at the milkshake factory, has sold over 500,000 shakes in the last 6 years. To say it's been a popular promotion and a popular shake is an understatement. Maybe that's why over 100 people gathered at the milkshake factory downtown on Friday morning to see Jake's number retired at the shop and to grab one last sip of his marvelous malt. Sean Smith, the vice president of operations at the milkshake factory, says it's tough to see Jake go.
We're going to miss Jake. Yeah, this has been a great ride and really sad to see him go. He's done so much for the city, so much for the milkshake factory, for the fans. It's not going to be easy to see him go.
The Jake Shake is a delicious blend of hot fudge, cookies and cream, brownies, and whipped cream. It was a variation on one of the shakes that Jake used to order for himself when he first came to live in Pittsburgh. By most metrics, the Jake Shake brought not only the boys to the yard, but everyone who was looking for a sweet treat. Folks like Kaylee Stanzik and her two sons Noah and Austin from Moon Township.
What made you want to come out today?
We saw it on their page, and of course I've been like scrolling on trying to find out what's going on with Jake and everything, and then this popped up too, and they didn't have school today, so I was like, we're going.
Are you excited about getting a Jake Shake?
Yes.
Are you going to miss Jake?
Yes.
It was clear with everyone we spoke to today that Jake would be missed at the milkshake factory, but his memory will certainly continue to churn on.
Now, if you're thinking I missed the event today and I will never be able to get another Jake Shake as long as I live, you're in luck. Elvis has not completely left the building. After today, the Milkshake Factory is going to rename the Jake Shake the Cookie Brownie Fudge. So Milkshake Factory for the win. Reporting in downtown Pittsburgh, Chris DeRose, KDKA-TV News. They're so good.
And now here's First Alert meteorologist Ray Petlin with a look at your weather.
Look away if you must. Hide the children's eyes. Tomorrow it is rain, some of that heavy, gusty winds take over tomorrow night into Sunday. And Sunday, those are flakes you see with those gusty winds. So it is not going to be a pretty weekend for either day, whether it's wet or whether it's white. We have it both going on this weekend. Now, this whole system is pushing in here. Typically, something like this would zip through in a day, but this has some colder air associated with it, and the way the wind patterns are going to start to move across the lakes, that's going to set us up for the snowy and the windy part of this forecast for Sunday. So getting into it here, you see some broken up showers just off to our west. Those are going to continue moving towards town, and as the evening continues, our rain chances go up. And the most widespread rain, I wouldn't rule out a sprinkle over the next couple hours, but the most widespread rain after midnight and then on and off through the day on Saturday. So tomorrow, it is looking like a wet setup. You might get a couple breaks in there, but just know, when you're getting one of those breaks, there's some heavy rain waiting to move in. So once we get towards the late parts of the morning, some widespread heavy rain. That continues into the middle of the afternoon and starts to shift off towards the ridges. And then towards the evening, we see the back edge of the rain moving in, but that's also where the cold front is. So once that back edge clears the area, you notice those winds start coming out of the northwest, and the model is starting to show up those bands from northwest to southeast. So that's a real lake effect snow. And in typical lake effect fashion, you're going to see most of the snow focused up to the north and in the ridges for the upsloping. So that's likely where we're going to see our best accumulations, although some of the snow showers are going to put in Pittsburgh, and we could be looking at some accumulations here in town as well. This all clears out of here, I think, by Monday morning, and then we get back into some sunshine and a warming trend for much of next week. So when it comes to snowfall amounts, big numbers, not typically what we would consider a big number, but for this season, any bits of snow we get are pretty big news because we haven't had that much. Inch or less for Pittsburgh, though. As you start venturing north of Butler, you could see an inch, potentially 2, and then 2 to 4 not out of the question in most of the ridge communities. On top of that, we're going to throw winds into the equation. I mean, the rain and the snow are enough, but the winds at times could be gusting towards 40 miles per hour, especially up in the ridges where some of those wind gusts might try to top 50. So it is going to be quite a gusty setup. So tonight, about as quiet as we're looking at here over the next couple of hours with the cloudy skies and mild conditions. The rain turns on later tonight. 46 mild degrees for our low. And tomorrow, our temperatures return to the low to mid 50s, and they fall off big time from there with the snow on Sunday and the wind. We calm things down for Monday. We brighten it up for Tuesday, and then our temperatures take off for Thursday and Friday of next week.